I'm so excited that you're interested in learning how to use Score app to make an assessment. So assessments are so phenomenal because it actually helps you and helps your potential clients self-identify as they're taking the quiz and be able to get a score right away sent to their inbox. This also helps with communication starters to actually see where your score of your client is. And so, or potential client. So Score app, I've been using this and I've been using this with other clients, and it's just, once we create it, we create the graphics and everything. So in this video, what I'm going to show you is just an overview of Score app and how essential it could be while you are creating the lead magnets. All the lead magnets can tie into each other. It's about offering real value, real information that they can identify, the client can identify with themselves, or potential client can identify for themselves. And so this is going to just be a win-win. So here you can actually create the scorecard. And so it's going to always give you three options. You can start from scratch, you can pick a template, or you can use AI setup. And so what I like about the pick the template, you can look in your industry for some of the leading things. So they have health and wellness, business, finances, sales and marketing, property, they have HR, IT, they have author. So I've already made an example of the author. So once you click on this, and other ones can give you inspiration. So don't think you're just limited. You can see a health and well-being and think of time management. So it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be just one thing. And so here, this is inspiration like, oh, I actually do have some content that's a mini course. And so we're going to just use the author. And here it actually breaks down the types. So if you want to do the mini course, it will take all from each category here, and also for the wait list. So this is just topic specific. And then here you can just identify which one you would like. So right now, I know you're here because you want to create an assessment or a quiz where a potential client can identify like, hey, they are going to need me. And this is how we identify their gaps based on the questions that they already answered, the yes or no questions. Okay. So here, when you're looking at the template, you can see that there's feedback on the landing page. It's breaking down what the picture would look like, how they're answering. This is from laptop, not the phone version. You can see both. Most people are filling it out on their phone. I'm one of the people that will also fill on phone or my laptop, but most people are filling it on their phone. And so we want to look at the phone version of how this will look for your client as well. So it's really important. Okay. And so this is with the results page that they will get. So I already created this template. So you would just say, use this template. It will come up and say, hey, we're creating your template. Okay. And so what's going to happen is I'm going to go back to the main screen. I'm going to come here. Okay. So it's going to set it to draft mode. It's not going to publish it. And so what happens is I will come back to the landing page, right? Because this is your call to action. After you look at the questions and get inspired by it, then you want to come back and edit this. So what's going to happen is we're going to go ahead and go to build. And again, we're going to come back to the landing page. We're going to go to the questions. And so it's going to give you a bunch of questions on the left-hand side of the screen. And what's going to happen is you're going to just go through and just get inspired by some of the things that they're asking, right? So like, do you have less than 1,000 followers? This could be for someone that's doing social media marketing. They're like, hey, I want to see that they have less than 1,000 because I know I can get them to 20,000 followers within the next 6 months. And so that could be good for you, good question for you for social media. So remember, this is not just for coaches and consultants. This is for anyone that would like to use this to help their client self-identify or potential client self-identify where they're at in their own process and if they can close the gap. So you would just come here and change the question. So you'll click on it. You can fill it in here. You always want to hit save. The questions down here as well, you can change these questions. Okay, you can do a yes or no. You can do a drop, multiple choice, multiple choice buttons. You can do multiple choice checkbox where people can just check it off. And then they can do a multiple, the radio button. You can do a sliding scale, a linear scale, an open text where they can actually fill in the information, which is great, because that is also a starting point as well in conversation. You can do an image button or an info screen as an option as well. So it's really, really awesome. So right now we're just going to do the questions, but just know you do have those options there. And it's going to track to see if you save a save. If it does not save, it will not be saved at all. So you have to manually save it. Here is the logo, but I'm going to show you where to change all the graphics all the color, the brand, and the logo on another screen. But this will give you an option that you can edit from here. So you can go here, you can edit the main logo, and then you can also add some text, because text goes here too as well. Or you can just hide it all together. Your footer you can show, that just shows copyright information. Okay. Progress bar, I like the progress bar because it lets them know like, hey, you're almost done. It's like an incentive. Like a lot of things are becoming more gamification. And so this is going to encourage them to finish so they can get the score and get the results. There could be a masterclass on the other side of this, score based on what they get. Okay. And so now we're going to go to categories. So category, this is what they're going to be scoring in. You can add a category or edit it. Again, this is just for an author, but if you're like a social media expert, it may be like, hey, a category on graphics, on captions, on hashtags, on nurturing and engagement content. So that might be like 4 categories you're quizzing them in. Okay. And then here we're looking at sections. So again, you can change the buttons from here, but I'm going to show you an easier way to do that. So we're actually going to go to settings. And so this is your theme setting, your logo. You can change from here if you like. You can change your colors and you can change your fonts. Okay. And then you just want to save it once you do. So you'll put your hex code, which is a 6-digit code. You just click on here and then you can just copy and paste. Okay. And there's a few ways you can change the theme settings. So this is for here if you just want to go, just already get started, get your questions there. And then you can go to settings. Again, you can go to your fonts. Questions can be in random order so people can feel like, hey, each time they take the test is different. It's not just going in by category. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go back there. All right, so the results page is the fun page, right? Actually, all of it is. So when you go in here, you can actually rebrand this to your colors as well. And it's going to be based on a 3-tier score, or you can do a 4 score. But here's the 3 tiers that's going to be scored on. And so what's going to happen is going to give a thank you. It's going to already automatically fill in the information. So once I click on this, it's already going to be automatic filled in based on what the information they put on the lead page, which will go back to the main page here shortly. And so with this, you can fill this out to let them know. And you can actually change the content, go from each one. So you definitely want to save it. So this one says, hey, not bad at all. And so then you want to go to green. And this changes. So each score that they'll get, the score range, which we're going to talk about, they will be able to get a different message. Okay, so let's just say they scored like not ready yet to publish their content. So here, the 3 categories that we've seen earlier. Here's your categories here. Here's your categories. And so what's going to happen is you can actually give tailored advice. Like, hey, if they got less than 62%, 52%, I want them to take some time. Like, is this something they really want to do? If their writing abilities, again, if we're talking about social media, or we're talking about like the tax industry, therapists, maybe there's something here that you can put down like, hey, I know that you are, trying to get this completed, this course completed, etc. But I also know that you're not sitting down and disciplining yourself fully, blah, blah, blah. But you want to do it and speak to them, kindly. Okay. This is the beautiful part because you can offer different courses or a different masterclass or book a call based on their score that they received. Okay. And so you just upload this image. All right. And then again, you can hide the footer or have the footer for the copyright. Okay. And then, so this is what I was talking about, the phone version. This is important because you want to see how they're reading this versus the phone version. Okay. So let me just leave this because I don't need to save that. All right. So the free plan does not have the PDF reports. That's just an extra incentive that gets sent to them based on their score. So they have a printout. At the end of the PDF, you can also, this is for the paid version. I will do a paid version video as well because that's what I use for my clients. And what I will show you is how to do the PDFs in another video. And so I'm going to go straight to settings. And this is where I said, again, you can have, you'll get more access to address things. And so here, the book ready scorecard, you can change the title to this. When you upgrade, you can change the domain link here, which will be your website. And then here you will go to branding, and this is where you actually change everything from the main part. So you'll have your logo, you can have your icon, you can have your different fonts, and your primary and secondary button here. Share, this is important because you want to have an image that represents your landing or your quiz, and then you want to have a description. Okay, and then we definitely want to know like a time in it, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Okay, lead form, you want to collect their first name and last name, first name and email. You don't really need their last name, but you can collect their phone number. Just know that some of the integrations that you have, like with ConvertKit, is not going to transfer their phone number, but you will have their phone number inside this app. You definitely want to have your privacy statement and your privacy policy URL to your website linked here. Notifications. All right, so when you go down to notifications, your email that you sign up with is going to show up here. Their first name is already going to be auto-filled here. And then this is a personalized message that they can come through here. So the lead will come in here, the information, their name. The last name will not, so you're actually going to delete that. And then if you wanted to put in any tags on this, you definitely can. And this will just create a button. So this is actually going to go to their score, so they can actually keep track of their score that they received from you. So that will go straight to email. And if they want a new score, they'll have to take a new one. Okay. So here's the score tiers. This is what I was talking about, the range. Say if you say not ready is like 50%. Like you want to do that, it's going to automatically help you increase this. So say you say 70 here, and then, or if you want to add a tier, remember I said there's 3 tiers, but you can add a 4th one. Then you want to save it based on their score. And then, so what I like about the result email. So what I like about the result email, you can put your name and reply, and then again, this is going to let them know, like, hey, thank you for thank you for taking this assessment. They'll get their results here. And so this is going to be awesome. You can also put in some more information here, things that they can look forward to. Here, the abandoned email, which I love, this is only on the paid version, that it would actually, if they started and forget about it, it actually will remind them to come back and finish it. Tracking, this can track where they came from, Facebook, website, Google. This is really important too, because this will actually help you in your backend, because you might think, hey, I get all my people from Instagram. You might find out it's all been Facebook or from your website or from your blog from here. Okay. And so we're going to go right back to landing pages. And so we're going to pop here. And so I'm not going to go through the graphics portion, how to create this. This is going to be something that you will be able to edit. And so you definitely want to look at the phone version to see how this even aligns. And so you see how the picture is already hidden. I'll show you that in just a moment. Okay. So this is telling them like who, leading with the question. It's going to a subheading, and then it's going to 3 quick things that's going to give this, what's going to happen in this quiz, how long it's going to take. That's important. And then here, the form settings, you're just going to click here. And this is where you fill out the information. You got to have your privacy and your privacy policy URL here. And then you'll be able to save that. You can also add in if you say you already had several people take the quiz, you can actually add a testimonial section here. And so you probably want 3 people like, oh my goodness, I didn't know this was me. You can add that section at the bottom. So it's kind of like a sales page here. Okay. And so here they're already telling you like, hey, how you be assessed. What others are saying, hey, ready to fill stars. So there's another call to action here. So then they can click that and the lead form will pop up. Okay. And so how you click on the picture, and then you will replace the picture here by the background image. So you will remove that and add your picture that you desire, and then you will push save. And so from there, you now have your lead assessment completed. And this is the overview, and see how simple and smooth this was. And so in less than 15 minutes getting this done from when I was talking originally. And so I'm just excited because you can really think of creative questions to ask, or find common questions that you already asked in your, application. You can find that out here in a fun way, and your clients will start to learn things about themselves, and you can notice a pattern based on the scoring where people are. Maybe they're not ready to invest when they're between 0 and 33. And so then you can give them more value so they can be ready. All right, I hope this is super helpful. And let me know if you want more content like this. And I will talk to you soon.